A very warm welcome back to Stone Valley for episode 39 with me, MrSealyp. Here on Stone Valley, things seem just a little bit bonkers compared to working on 6 ashes on such a small scale. I know I've said that a lot recently, but there's been a big gap between the huge soybean harvest we did and this episode. I'm up on field 14. I've just completed the second big wheat harvest here because I wanted the straw. Now people have said, like I said before, I could buy it. Of course I could, but we've got the straw swath. That's going to be collected. Off this field I've got 140,000 litres. Both of those are full of wheat and there's a little bit left in the harvester. So what I'm going to do is grab the harvester. That's going to go back down to the farm and we'll unload. Actually, I could sell it. I'm not too sure what to do at the moment. I'm going to put the wheat into storage. Again, I could sell it. Financially, we are absolutely sound. Now, preparations are underway for the gargantuan silage harvest. And this is going to be the biggest silage harvest I've ever done on any map. On FS19, I finished off quite a few Let's Plays doing a massive silage harvest and filling a bunker silo. I haven't really done it on 19. I've done a bit of silage work and I've put silage into bunker silos, but I haven't filled one. So all the fields we own are being repurposed for corn. We're going to do a massive corn silage harvest with multiple forage harvesters, provided I can keep up with them. Actually, I was popping to the grass, I think. Provided I can keep up with them. Now to plant all of that, I need another planter. We have got the one, but that's going to require some cultivating to be done on all our fields because that's not a direct drill. But our huge Borgo seeder that we've got is kind of redundant at the moment. Once we've finished with the silage harvest, we will be wrapping up things here on Stone Valley. As I said before, the sheep are producing loads, the chickens are producing loads, the cows are producing loads. I'm at the point I wanted to be out, I wanted to build a farm, I wanted to do it big, and that's what we've done. So yeah, that's going to be the last thing we're going to do. It's got a massive silage harvest and we'll wrap things up and we'll either move on to a new map or a new farming area, or we'll concentrate a bit more on 6 ashes. Now the reason behind the big gap between these episodes is simply because of the time element. With all the different things going on, this is going to take a long time. I thought I'll nip on here, get some seeding done or some planting of corn done, and then I'm kind of prepping ready to go. But what we'll do is have a look. At the moment I've got the get there a minute. The case quad track is liming here. It's just done a bit here on field 7, it's doing a bit on field 6. All of that needs to be limed. I've just finished fertilising field 9 and brought the tractor over here. These fields are both alright. I need to clear the straw swath off of 14. That needs to be fertilised and prepped. And then I'm going to be putting corn in 29, 2, 3, 6, 7, 17, 9 and 14. That's going to be a lot of corn. I think we're easily going to fill both bunker silos, the one at the biogas plant and the one down here at the cow farm. Potentially what I could do, if I fill both of those completely, what I might do is build another bunker silo and we'll kind of go from there. I'm thinking that's what we're going to do. So like I say, as it stands at the moment, all sorts is going on. I'm going to take the big bud. We're going to sell the Borgo and the seed tender and buy another planter so we can get the corn done a lot quicker, because obviously this is a seeder, it's not a planter. I do need to have a quick look though at availability of planters. The largest we can go up to, I believe, no, that's only a 9, isn't it? 12, I think they say 12 was 18, no 18. The Maestro is an 18, but that's not a direct drill either. Direct drill. So I'm thinking, oh, I haven't got the other one. I might drop back down to the YP. Oh, which one was it? No, I want to say 45. No, the smaller one anyway. Slightly smaller, but it's a direct drill. or my option is to buy another one of these, use my 2 cultivators, cultivate everything, then plant. But whatever happens, we're going to be selling the Borgo. So that's what I'm going to do now. Next time I see you, we're going to be in full swing planting, I think. I'm going to collect the straw swath, the same as I've done before, using the milling machine and one of the lorries. I'll come backwards and forwards and we'll fill up our silos of straw. And, yeah, repurposing. I will see you probably in quite some time. That's better. Right then, having sold both my seeder and my planter, I've leased, I haven't bought them yet, 3 Stara Absoluta 44s. Now, admittedly, they only run at 6 miles per hour, but they're 20.7 metres wide, so I'm roughly running at about 62 metres at the moment. Which I don't mind actually, although one thing I have noticed, I've gone a little bit laggy with all 3 of these next to each other. Don't know if you can tell, you probably can tell that. Yeah, it's gone a little bit laggy, which is a bit worrying. But we should have, we should have all these fields knocked out, I say in no time. No time's probably an exaggeration. When you think, if you're planting at 60 metres in one pass, but then look at the size of the fields. What have I done? I've done it again. It's like doing the potato harvest and the soybean harvest, and I take on these big challenges because people egg me on and they go, go on, do it. Don't finish the series until you do this. And I'm thinking, yeah, why not? Now I'm thinking, Anyway, I thought I'd show you. We have started. That's the main thing. How long it's going to take me, I have no idea. I'm on board in the Magnum. It's now nearly 5:20 in the afternoon. Things are progressing. We are getting there. Slowly, but we're getting there. Fuel costs, seed costs, and maintenance repair costs. Wow, it's getting pricey. I'm having a weird situation though. All 3 seeders identical, but the seeder being pulled by the quad, and they're all running at 6 miles an hour. That's what they run at. The one being pulled by the quad track keeps running out of seed way quicker than the other 2. It doesn't make any sense. I can understand if the quad track was pulling faster, was covering more ground. I don't. It's very odd. But anyway, that's the situation at the moment. We are currently field 29 is done. Field 1, well, field 2, 3 is done. I bought field 1. That's why the money's gone down a bit as well. That already had corn in it, so I ploughed the gap between, or the gap around the edge. So that's now all corn. I do need to go down and do field 35. That could make or break the whole situation. We're currently doing 6 and 7. Then we're on to 17 and 9. Field 4 at the moment, I'm still clearing the straw off. And we are looking at currently straw. We're at 458,941 litres. The silo at the cow farm is now full, 250,000, and I'm now filling up the other one, which is another 500. So I think I've got a full load that I'm unloading at the moment of 140,000 litres. I'm going to go back up, and I've got, I think, 3 or 4 more swaths to do. So I don't know if we'll fill it, but we won't be far off. And then field 14 will need fertilising, as will field 29 and 1, 2, 3, which we've already done. They're going to need another fertilising state done on them. But what I wanted to make sure I was doing, because of the way I've split the field up, I'm slightly offset on my third, and if I make sure this one turns that way, they should each roughly do a third of the field. If I run this straight up the middle, whichever way it turns, it won't do a full third, and one of the other two will do more than. It just makes, I don't know. There is a logic there. I think. In all honesty, this episode was going to be just, I thought, you know what, we'll just get it all done. We'll start the episode with it growing and just go from there. But I thought, no, that's not, you know, this is all part and parcel of it. This is the farming part. This is the prep. And because I've got rid of my original seeders, I know, because I built the farm up, and I was going to end the whole kind of series with this is all the machinery we've got. This is where we started out, you know, look how far we've come. So I guess when we do finish this, I'm going to be 2 seeders, or a seeder and a planter light, obviously, because I sold the Borgo and the seed tender, and I also sold the Great Plains and replaced it with leasing these 3. But that's not a problem, you know. I know if I was carrying on moving forward, I would obviously need seeders and planters, but for the time being, what we're doing, we're absolutely fine. But I thought I'd just give you an update as to where we're at, how things are going. I'm planting way too much. And I'm also thinking, when I've done this before, I think Lawfolds is probably one of the biggest silage harvests I've done. Did a big one on Chellington as well. Is that I don't know if I can keep up with 2 forage harvesters. I'm going to need extra trailers anyway, and it's going to be hours and hours and hours and hours of work. But I think what I'm planting is way too much for the 2 silos we've got. It's not like the biogas plant has got a massive bunker silo, and to be fair, the one at the farm, the cow farm, is a fair size. I reckon that will take probably maybe a couple of million and a half, maybe 2 million litres. So I think I'm going to do that easily, but it's just how much time do I just keep going and just place more bunker silos and fill them all up, or do I just fill the 2 I've got and say, you know what, that's what I intended to do, the rest I'll just do a corn harvest? Don't know. I will have to mull it over. .41 in the evening. I'm up at the store. I've been a bit naughty, I guess. I've just splurged on another Magnum. I've got another AFS Connect Magnum 400, because duplicating the one I've already got means the space required is much lower. It became apparent as I'm planting all the fields, I need to go along behind and fertilise, and I've got a lot to fertilise. So my other Magnum currently is... Now, I don't need this size tractor for doing spraying, of course I don't, or spreading, should I say, spreading fertiliser. But having a large tractor means it can then pick up other jobs. As you saw earlier, I had the other one of these pulling one of the planters. So it just made sense to duplicate I've leased these, which means what I'm going to do now, actually, and I'm talking about it, let's open the cover up. What I'm going to do now is fertilise field 14, which is right next to us. Then I can get the planters on it. Straw's all off. The last bit is at the end of the field in the lorry. There's another 39,000 litres in that. With that into the silos, we're up to just over 700,000. I think we've 710,000 litres, somewhere around there, of straw. The cows are going to need some bedding. So what I'm going to do is take this over to 14, spread fertiliser, get the planters over. I'm only going to run 2 planters because now I've taken one of the tractors off a planter. And actually, what I should have done was close the cover and then do that. Open that one. Get the planting going, and then I need to look at the animals because of the time. We need to start looking at bedding them down, making sure they've got all the water and straw and everything they need. Clean out any feed areas, especially for the chickens and the sheep, to make sure the wool pallets and egg pallets are all absolutely where they should be. And then we'll be good. It'll be a case of then everything growing. That's going to take a little while. In the morning there'll be my usual process. Probably I don't want to leave it to it another day, an extra day, I'm not too sure, of letting the animals produce. So I'll have like a mega trailer full of wool and eggs, maybe. I'll see what I've got in the morning, because it could be I've got so much I can't really leave it. But it's nice to have another one of these. It's a cracking tractor, I know it. I couldn't remember the exact specifications of the one I had because it was already going. I don't know if I got tinted windows on that one, I can't remember. I tried to go for everything as much as I could remember the same, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It's the Connect 400, so it's 445 horsepower. That's what I want to say. Let me just check the menu to make sure we are set at, no, we're at 24 metres. I want to be up to 45 on the spreader. Just really, I've got the same one. I've got the Exacta Commandant TLX Geo spread, so no difference to what I've got on the other one. But like I say, these are just leased. This is just to help us get this all done. I want to get it knocked out as quickly as possible before it all gets dark, and you know. So what I'll do is I'll go across the headland here, up to the other end, across the headland and back down again, and then I can get each of the seeders going either side of the field to work their way into the middle, because obviously this is spreading way wider than they their headers are. There is a method to my madness, not always. Again, I can only apologise for the delay between videos. I probably could have or should have ended this series maybe a couple of episodes ago, but I didn't want to. I've mentioned that before, I wanted to carry on. So once this big harvest is done, that will be me done on it. Will I play on it again? Off camera, probably. I'm not too sure what to do really. Usually I do that kind of, I finish a series and off into the sunset, off onto a new adventure, which I will move to a new adventure, but that's what I said. I was looking for a farm manager, so I can kind of leave this open as an option to come back to if I want to. I'm going to leave a worker on this, I think. And I will bring the planters over. This is massive on the road, isn't it? There we go. Just see it come up to the end. Although normally it will miss a little bit on the end. I might just jump into it quickly. I say quickly. What I love is when you open this up, the planter, if you do it on the smaller tractor, it pulls the tractor towards it. The bud is so heavy, it doesn't, it's like, no, I'm not going anywhere, I'm fine thanks, I'll just stay there. Right, let's quickly jump in this, make sure we've got it done. Oh, I went right to the end, that's alright. So I'll swing it over to this strip and down the other side. For some reason, my other one, I've been checking the repair status. I haven't had a problem with fertilising at all with this setup. My other one over on field 29, for some reason, has decided it's going up a strip and then it will stop, and rather than go across, like turn around at the end, I've done headlands as well, it's reversing all the way down the strip it's just done, and I don't know why. Like I say, I've done, it's not like I haven't done enough contracts on this map. I haven't had a problem at all with that happening. Right, worker off you go. Then I'll go and grab the quad track. I am really loving this. I've had no problems with it at all. Like I said, apart from only running at 6 miles an hour. Now I know if you sit and work out the maths on it, I guess people probably already have. You know, this runs at 6. You can get a narrower one, a smaller one that will run at 9. You'll cover more area running a faster one but a smaller one. That may all be very true, but I wanted to give them a go. Right, let's get that cracking along, shall we? I say cracking along. You know what I mean. I say the beauty with this as well being, although I don't think it says in the store menu it's a direct drill. Let's go in. Under planters. Where are we? I tried the John Deere. I wanted to use that and realised that wasn't a direct drill. I thought I'd try it, but it wouldn't allow it. Yeah, that doesn't say it's a direct drill, but the beauty with this as well, it does everything. So it's a little bit like the Great Plains ones in that it will do all crop types. It's not just a planter, which kind of is an added bonus because I did make a bit of a gaff when I was doing fields 9 and 17, and I accidentally went across my little berm, I guess it is, into my grass field and planted a bit of corn by accident. So I just went over it, switched it back to grass, regrassed it, that will grow again. I didn't want to have a weird patch of corn sitting in the middle of the my grass field. It was a bit peculiar. Okay, let's go and grab the quad track. This one is a little bit narrower. Actually, I'm going to go across the grass, I think. This is a bit narrower, takes up a little bit less space on the road. Come on, traffic. I think what I'll do with this one is stick the headland in. So it does pull it back ever so slightly with the quad track. Doesn't want to. The Magnum, absolutely, it just pulls the Magnum back as it does this. The Big Bud, no, did not shift. Beacons off. Beacons off, there we go. When the bud gets to the other end, I'll stick a headland in that end. Then these two can crack on. Then I'll move the fertiliser spreader onto another field. Once this is seeded, I can come back and get the second squirt on this. So I keep saying squirt. I know it's solid fertiliser, so it's not a liquid one, but I don't know. Just a strange habit I've got into. I still love this thing. Oh, it's a beaut. Well, the planters are finishing off on here, and I will bring the fertiliser back to... No, wrong one. That's the one I want. I'm going to take the 39,000 litres of straw I've got in here. But what I am going to do, rather than put it into the silo, I'm going to drop the milling machine off. I'm going to take it over to the cow farm, add to it. Actually, what I might... gamboys. Because the cows are going to need straw bedding before bedtime. They don't need a huge amount. I mean, I could get through the night, no problem at all. I'm by no means in the orange, yellow, or in the red with it, but I do like to make sure before we kind of go to bed at night, everything's topped up, tip top, and ready to go. I'll cut this way first because what I'll also do on the way past is I've cleaned out the feed troughs for the sheep. To the pigs. Pigs. Those strange clucking pigs. I said clucking. My chickens is what I meant to say. I'm going to buy some more of the reusable pallets, the Quiet Hitman pallets. Because if I'm going to leave it more than a day, so rather than do them all in the morning, I'm going to need some more spares. I've got a few, but I've got a funny feeling they're all going to fill up overnight, so I want to get some more. Build up a bit of a stock while this is going on. I mean, in all honesty, I don't need to, because in the morning I'm just waiting on these crops to grow, so it's not like I'm going to have a ton of jobs to do. I've eased off completely on the contract work because, like I said before, I don't need to now. That was a means to an end. Having just bought Field 1 as well, my kind of portfolio of land owned, it's looking pretty good. All of this, including Field 8 and Field 35 and Field 14. So I reckon he's over a third. Not half the map? No. Not half the surrounding area just yet, but we are looking good. I must admit, I'm still a little bit. I am wondering whether it is the planters that are causing the lag, because I'm nowhere near my slot limit. I say nowhere near. I mean I'm up there, but what am I looking at the moment? If we go to that one, garage, 1,103. So I've got just under 200 slots still available. Isn't it amazing, the depreciation? That's my brand new Magnum 400, 294,785 it's worth now. I think I paid more than that for it. My other one is only worth 95,000. If I take it to the store to sell it, I'll get a bit more. 451 horsepower. I said 445. I was nearly there. 451. Okay, I think we're looking okay for wool. Wool pallets all in place. I've got some spares knocking around. Let's go and sort this straw out. I want to, at least by the end of this episode, have made sure that all of the planting is done. And we are bedding down. Water's looking fine. Feed's looking okay. I think it's just the straw that needs topping up. They will need mucking out as well, though, the cows, just to make absolutely certain. And then the process of fertilising everything that needs to be done. Some of the parts of these fields where I limed and fertilised have already got full fertilising state. For example, this one here, field 6 and 7, which is combined. The middle third needs another bit of fertiliser. The two outside thirds don't. All of field 1, 2, well, we can't do 1, but 2 and 3 do. And field, I'm just trying to think actually, field, let's go across the soil composition. It's easier to look at it like that, yeah. So middle section there needs doing, or patchy part of field 7. All of 2 and 3 needs doing, and only that bit of 9 needs doing, but then we'll need to go back over 14 just to finish that off, and that'll be all of the fertilising done. But it's going to take a while. My fertiliser, where is it? How is it? I give up. I honestly don't know what is going on today. How has my worker ended up there? I assume it's got to here, tripped out, swung round and come all the way back up here, which means I've probably wasted a load of fertiliser on that field. Let's have a look. Yep. Fantastic. Right. The light's going to go all of a sudden, isn't it? Like it always does. You get that sudden muted change, and I think my screen's gone. I'm wondering if that car's been abandoned. You know, we normally have a really good turnover at the farm shop, but that white car's been sitting there a while, and it's looking a bit filthy as well, isn't it? I hope it hasn't been dumped. Right, I'm going to put this down here, but I know I will then be thinking, when I need it, why did I leave that? Because that's what I do. Right, let's fill that up. We'll go and make sure the bedding's all sorted. Then mucking out, and then fertilisers. We're getting there, we're getting there. Like I say, it was my intention to just do one episode of the harvest, but there was so much work that I needed doing, and I thought, well, I don't want to speed everything up so that it's one episode but everything gets done in that one episode. Then you don't get the full feel for what's been done. Then I was worried that if I only did one of those processes it wouldn't be enough for a video, but in actuality, why does the trigger not come up? There we go. We should take all this now. Oh no, we're alright. Phew. Cows are hungry. Although, isn't it weird? My sheep are fine. The cows have done that weird thing where they've all mixed up again. I'm sure I'll save the game, come out, come back, and they'll all be absolutely fine. It's weird. I was just going to say how hungry they all seem to be. Got a few at the trough. And then we'll go in this end. Into the trees. There we go. Oh, 5,952 litres of that left. Right, that's the bedding done. There'll be a bit of mucking out. Ah, I missed a bit. That'll bug me if I don't come and sort that out. If anyone's been watching my channel for a while, you'll know. Actually, you know what? I'm going to mention it now. I don't do this very often. I've mentioned it every now and again. It's just the analytics thing again, looking over the analytics. That, who reminded me of this the other day? I think I was watching Millennial Farmer, or it might have been Cole the Corn Star. It was one of them. And so I thought, oh, I'll check mine. Of my regular viewing public, whether it be mods or my Let's Plays or whatever, there's about 40% of people that are watching regularly but aren't subscribed. Which I was quite surprised by that. So if you're not subscribed, if you don't subscribe yet and you want to, see more content, subscribe. Jump on there, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified when videos get uploaded. And if you like the video, give it a like. I'm not asking for any more than that. If you like it, give it a like. I know some people will, I tend to watch videos and I make sure now I'm hitting that like button, because it's very easy to watch a video and go, cool, bang, on to the next one. And just because the likes help the video, help the channel, I'm not asking for any more than that. Just a like if you've liked it. Like I say, I don't do this very often, but it just became quite apparent, and I thought, oh, I'd better go and check on that. And my next goal for the channel is to hit 100,000 subscribers. That's what I'm aiming for. I want to get that YouTube play button. I think we're not far off 70,000, but I really want to hit that 100,000 mark. So if you've got any friends, anyone you think that might like the channel, let them know. I was going to say I'll try and get it by Christmas, but I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. Sorry for wandering off. I had a object collision warning had come up. The two planters had come together, so I sorted them out, moved a couple of fertilising bits around. I have moved the quad track down. That little patch that I'd missed has now been done, and yeah, fertilising is now continuing, but yeah, clearing out, mucking out before bedtime is where I want to end. Turn those on. Just grab the case. So I was talking about on my 6 Ashes Let's Play when I was saying about using the Kramer, and I said that on Sussex Farm I'd used a wheel loader for mucking out and stuff. I have on here as well. But to be fair, when I'm doing the manure, this is actually coming really handy for loading up lorries of manure. I could have used conveyor belts and that kind of thing as well, but it has been an incredibly useful machine. As wheel loaders, telehandlers, all those things are, you know. Find that post. So by morning we should be looking at a pretty good amount. If we go back onto our animals again, where are we? Cows. Manure's at 90,000 litres in the main one. I'm just emptying the next one out in a minute. Slurry 27,000 and milk 16 on the Angus. Manure's at 5,000, which I'm just going to empty. Slurry 42, milk at 17. Yeah, by the morning we'll have an absolute load. And as you can see, everything's in the green on the right hand side. Cleanliness I'm just doing now. Water's fine. Straw I've topped up. Total mixed ration's good. I could top that up a little bit, but I'd be fine till tomorrow, I reckon. Just keeping a track on them. It's like anything, it's the prep work. Once the prep work's done, and every now and again you've got to then do a load more if you run out of materials and resources for making whatever ration you're making for whatever animals. Once you're prepped for a few days at least, you can breathe that sigh of relief of, okay, I'm done. Whoops, didn't turn particularly well. It's a bit sluggish. I think I've still got a little bit here for silage. Pretty sure I have. I'll just back it all the way. I've been asked a lot over the last few days, oddly, again it seems to go in fits and starts. People ask me about my Cytec, Logitech, whichever company you've got, heavy equipment side panel, and do I use my wheel and pedals with it? I do sometimes, but not when I'm recording. I do like to use it, it's very immersive, but I've found when you're recording and you're trying to do different camera angles and stuff like that, if you're just playing, it's absolutely fantastic. But for recording purposes, especially if you're trying to make a video and you're trying to get different camera angles, it gets a little bit unwieldy. At least with the controller I can just move the sticks around. Now the steering wheel that does come as part of the bundle does have 2 sticks on, but it's in the middle of the steering wheel, and I think it just comes down to, again, I've got so used to being a console gamer playing on PlayStation, the controller in my hand is just second nature, and you just get used to that feel and the movement, that kind of thing. So yeah, when I'm recording I don't tend to have the wheel and pedals on, but I do for when I'm just playing for myself, although I do have obviously my new steering wheel. I bought a G29 as well, so I've got the steering wheel that came with the bundle, but I just think a point to know where that is. I'm just looking down around all my kit and stuff around me thinking, where has that gone? Okay, what I'll do now is actually what, put that down there, turn that off. We'll whiz down through the cow field. The quad track's down. Field 35 was the one I nearly forgot. So with the sun dipping, we are on the last, there we go. Whoa. We are on the last field to prep, or to plant anyway, and that'll be all the fields planted with corn and ready to rock and roll. And as you can see, the kind of lag has gone, so I'm almost convinced it was because I had multiple ones of these planters running. So even now, just putting that on, there's a little bit, just a tiny bit, but when that wasn't running, it was absolutely fine. So yeah, I think it's probably this. So that potentially is the drawback, and it could just be the amount of detail and stuff on it that's causing that issue. So with this, we have come to the end of this episode. Next episode, hopefully everything will be grown, and we are going to be cracking on with a Mega Silage Harvest. Like I said at the start of this episode, the biggest one I've ever done on any Let's Play. It is going to be colossal. As to how many machines I'm going to run, I don't know yet. It may end up just being one. I'll try and run two if I can keep up with two. I'm not sure that I'll be able to, but I will try. If not, we'll drop it down to one. It will just take me a bit longer to do. I guess that's the way to go about it. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.